And then welcome to the 10th annual Envision Financial Douglas College Community Building Program. We're so excited that you're here with us today. This program is a collaboration between the marketing students here at Douglas College and nonprofit partners in the community, along with Envision Financial, who is investing in this program to have high impact, not only with the students, but with the nonprofit community partners. We are going to start off today with a short video that really focuses on the impact that this program has had since the beginning. It was created by one of our graduates, post-degree diploma student Vitor Macaron, who completed this video last year as part of his work experience with Envision Financial funding in 2020. Let's watch that now.
Hi, I'm Caden Cumming, and I am one day away from finishing my marketing practicum at Douglas College, sponsored by Envision Financial. Overall, I was expecting to gain true client experience working in the nonprofit sector, which I feel I got.
In addition to creating an actionable marketing plan for when things are the normal day-to-day, we also learned the importance of being able to pivot strategies and in fact created a second marketing plan for our current realities.
The most exciting thing is to see our client and instructor really enjoyed and appreciate our work. This practicum course really is a valuable experience in my marketing path.
Hey, Reese here with the individual testimonial video. I did want to say our team did manage to pull together some pretty strong, some tangible suggestions for our client. I think what we ended up coming up with was very usable by them in moving forward and developing a larger scope and more engagement down the road.
We actually got a research plan done, which gave our opinions of students and clients and gave them data for their mentoring program. And we also aired the first ever YouTube premiere for this community building program. Please check it out, it's really cool.
Each challenge that I pass through, it's a growth, and I'll take this experience for my life. Thank you Envision and Douglas College for this unique opportunity.
Well done, Vitor. Isn't that a terrific snapshot of the work of the student teams over the years and all of our wonderful community partners? And what a terrific introduction to this year's partners. My name is Shannon Cox, and I'm an instructor in the Marketing Practicum program here at Douglas College. And I teach along with my colleague, Kimberly Jang, who I'll introduce you to in just one moment. She's going to tell you a little bit more about our partners. But before that, I would like to first recognize and acknowledge the Kakite First Nation, the Coquitlam First Nation, and all of the Coast Salish peoples whose traditional and unceded territories we are bringing this show to you today on. We recognize that we live, we play, and we learn and work here on their traditional lands. Now, I would like to introduce you to my fabulous teaching partner, Kimberly Jang.
Thanks, Shannon. Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberly Jang, and I'm a marketing instructor at Douglas College. So the Envision Financial Douglas College Community Building Program is about showcasing the involvement of education, the power of partnership, and the value of community engagement. So since 2012, Envision Financial has supported this program, and their support connects our classroom with nonprofit partners in the community with the goal of students solving marketing-related issues for these organizations. The students gain real-world marketing experiences through this partnership and help these organizations continue to make an impact in our community. This semester, students had the opportunity to work with 3 organizations: Silver Thread Services for Seniors, Cowichan Seniors Community Foundation, and the Seniors Services Society of BC. And this meant that all of our students were focused on a very important demographic: older adults in our community. The pandemic has been a challenge for all of us, but it has especially impacted the older adults, seniors, and elders. And having the students provide advice and support towards aiding this essential demographic through their work with our partner organizations has been wonderful to witness. Next, Shannon will introduce our first 2 speakers.
Before we learn about the great work from the student teams, we have some messages to share with you from the leaders of our organizations. First, Dr. Kathy Denton, President of Douglas College, will share a welcome, and President David Landfield of Envision Financial will share a message. Both of these leaders have been extremely supportive of the students and the nonprofit partners. Here's their messages now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kathy Denton, President of Douglas College, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this virtual event to showcase the work of our marketing students. The event is sponsored by Envision Financial as part of a community building program that we've participated in for many years. With the support of Envision Financial, our marketing students have had the opportunity to apply the skills they've learned in class by working with nonprofit organizations in the community. We're going to hear directly from our marketing students about their experiences later in the program. They'll tell us what they did, what they learned from the experience, and how their work can inform improvements within the organizations they assisted. The focus or theme this year was on organizations that support older adults in some manner, which seems very appropriate given the sense of vulnerability that many older adults have felt this year and the importance of supporting them through this difficult time. Each team of our students had a unique project to complete, and each group was supervised by a faculty member in the Douglas College Marketing Department. In all cases, they had specific deliverables. Each group had to conduct research of some kind, and they had to make recommendations for improvement based on their findings. 2 of the key benefits of this project are that students gain experience working with organizations to address real-life challenges, and they receive feedback from community leaders about their performance. There is potential here for students to learn about themselves and to gain confidence in their abilities And also, leaders in the community gain an opportunity to connect with Douglas College and learn what our students have to offer. I'm confident that all of the organizations represented this year have benefited from the work of our students. I look forward to hearing more about the details of that work. And once again, thank you, Envision Financial, for your support. My thanks also goes to the Douglas College Foundation for your role in maintaining and building the connections that have sustained this program over the years. I hope you all enjoy our students' presentations. Thank you for sharing in this celebration of their accomplishments.
Hi, and thank you for joining us at the 10th Annual Envision Financial Douglas College Community Building Student Showcase. I'm Dave Landfield, President of Envision Financial, a division of First West Credit Union. As we've seen over the past year, technology has become an increasingly key component of our day-to-day activities, learning experiences, and how we work, connect, and support one another. Technology brings us together tonight to celebrate your achievement, to learn more about your research, insights, and recommendations we know will greatly benefit your not-for-profit partners. Our community partners, Silver Threads Service, Cowichan Seniors Community Foundation, and Senior Services Society in BC, thank you for being a partner in the community and providing our students with this extraordinary learning experience. I have heard that you put a tremendous amount of effort and thought into your projects, and I sincerely look forward to learning more about all that you have accomplished. Thank you again for showing your support by joining us at tonight's event.
So thank you to Dr. Denton and to Mr. Landfield for sharing your message. Now, I am so excited and pleased to launch us into the student presentation portion of this event. Students have worked tirelessly this semester on these projects, working closely with their nonprofit partner organization in solving a marketing challenge. Each student team has 5 minutes to pitch their strategic advice and marketing recommendations. This is our rapid-fire way of showcasing all the top highlights of each team. After students showcase their work, we'll be moving onwards to part 2 of the event, and Shannon and I will give more instructions about part 2 after we see all the students' presentations and pitches. So now I am going to pass it off to the PR and content team, who are going to be introducing our first nonprofit partner and the first 2 student teams.
The Kovichen Senior Community Foundation is an information, collaboration, and service resources for seniors. This organization has a collaboration with senior adults and their families residing in the Kovichen region and Duncan. They work with like-minded organizations to identify emerging issues for seniors to create an age-friendly community.
Team 5 focus on recommending functionality, accessibility, and communication improvements for the Foundation's website. Team 6 worked hard to provide improvements and recommendations to update Foundation's online directory, which is utilized by older adults and their families to find resources and the organizations they need. Here to provide an overview of the recommendations are both Team 5 and Team 6.
Hello everyone, we are a friendly team. Our team members are Adam, Ilya, me, and Jenny. So as the team of marketing students assigned to work with Cowichan Seniors Community Foundation about their website, our main project tasks are to improve the functionality of the website and ensure the website meets the accessibility standard. This will help attract new opportunities for the organization, as well as maintain website convenient features for all the adults to access. So now Jenny's gonna talk about the target audience.
Thanks, Amy. So one of the main target audiences of the organization is people who are over 65 years old, so that it's necessary to identify the current marketing situation to suggest some possible solutions for our client. Following the purpose of fulfilling gaps and overcoming obstacles for the organization about website accessibility, our marketing objectives are to identify best practices used to increase website functionality like fonts or color, update the organization's website with a new look and functionality. Then we can suggest some additional improvement. After that, we will work on website update implementation for 2021. So next will be conducted by Adam.
Thank you, Jenny, for that overview. I'm Adam. Let's talk about the website. So one of the first things you'll notice is that the website looks super old, and that's because the CMS is old. We moved them over to WordPress, which goes a long way in making the website look a little bit more modern, but we want to keep it familiar. It's really important that people still recognize it, keeping on brand with the green, but we kind of upgraded the color a little bit. 7.8 on WebM's color checker ain't too shabby. But it's still on brand. There's quite similar to the darker shade. And we went with Open Sans for the typeface. It's really good out of the box. It doesn't require too much extra work, and the letter spacing is super good. And then we went with a blurry background too, just because it's easier on the eyes, especially late into the night or with prolonged use. Website navigation, super important. Top bar, breadcrumbing, search bar. Top bar folds out super nicely, pretty intuitive, responds well. The breadcrumbing serves as an SEO function as well, linking back to different pages. Google likes links, and then you can click on the tabs there to get around, and the search bar just acknowledging people don't want to learn in the same way. So we're giving people options to do what they want. Let's move into responsive web design, device adaptation. So you can change between the website adapts to different people's devices, which is super awesome. So it doesn't require any extra work. It's just kind of like good out of the box. Cowichan Senior's old mobile website was pretty frustrating to use. The screen magnification works, so when you kind of zoom in, the text will kind of fit your screen. The old website doesn't do that at all. To recap, we improved the navigation, the responsive web design has been implemented, we have better color contrast and selected slightly better colors, and we improved the text readability. Ilya will be next with the communication strategy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adam. Now we would like to talk about the website client communication strategies. Our most considerable implementation is the website email marketing strategy. Since the email is the most efficient and the most powerful tool to promote benefits and services to your client, as well as to use email as the communication medium and keep your clients engaged and updated. Ultimately, the idea of the website email management strategy will serve multitask purpose of improving the website functionality and clientele management aspect by enhancing client-to-organization communication. The organization might consider email management and email signups for promotional and informative purposes, as well as it may serve as a backup tool in case of the website failure. So moving on, our email website strategy implements MailChimp is the website pop-up software that allows to add email pop-up box with the CDA subscribe button on your website. MailChimp is the one of the most effective and cost-efficient tool on the market, which offers a free plan for $0. Users will be offered to sign up email once they enter the website, and this will help to gain essential customer email database. Moving on to our another suggestion is the Freshdesk. This software creates the supporting channel between the website pop-ups and the organizational email box. It allows to improve conversation between clients and the organization and answer clients' questions faster and personalized. And lastly, our last marketing implementation is the email newsletter strategy. This will help to build lifetime value and promote new benefits and services, as well as email newsletter achieves to make the website easier to visit for seniors, as it directly move clients from email to the website.
So talking about budget costs, we use it for different tools, WordPress, Freshdesk, bare metal, and the use of landing pages. So our budget is right there. And we use it Google text-to-speech to support people with visibility problem, and that's free. And we ensure that people have education to know how to use those tools and to learn basic computer studies. That is fundamental. And the evaluation we're going to do with Google Analytics, and we have the rate of the bounce rate to be less than 60. And accessibility website checker that has screen reader, keyboard navigation, and good readability.
This is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have any questions, we will be delighted to answer those.
Thank you, PR team, for the introduction. Hello, my name is Julia. We're Team Play Media, and my team members include Cyrus, Vaishnav, Sarah, and Camila. The coronavirus pandemic has exerted enormous pressure on Canadian society and forced a host of changes on the way we live and work, many of which affected Kovichen Seniors Community Foundation. Before the pandemic, the foundation had a physical directory which the residents used to be updated with services in the Kovichen area. However, the pandemic caused society to live in isolation, therefore stopping the production for the physical directory. This shift prompted the foundation to focus their efforts on updating and improving their online directory. The Kovichen Valley West, where the foundation is located, comprises of 24% of older adults ages 65 and above. It is expected to see an increase up to 35% by 2050 as more older adults are moving to the Kovichen area after their retirement. This increasing number, paired with the changes caused by the pandemic, and proves how the online directory can be useful not only to the older adults, but to their caregivers, peer partner organizations, and service providers. Now Vaishnav will present the next slide.
Research showed that users mostly used search engines and websites through their mobile phones and desktops to search for online services. Also, research showed that users found the search bar and category images to be their most useful tools. It was found that already the users are familiar with the services they have access to and that they use online directories to see which services are available in their area. The main idea for the project is for the Cowichan Seniors Community Foundation's online directory to be the go-to resource for the information in their community. To do this, it must be current, meaning updating information. It must also be kept current through annual updates, and it must be accessible through an online directory pamphlet. Now, Camila will talk about the next slide.
The first step was to update the contact information of all the organizations listed on the online directory. We contacted 87 businesses, resulting in 66 organizations who are still operational. This Google Sheets file became a space where members could input the updated information. The first image is a before when the update was still in process, and the next image shows the finalized list. The next step was to help the foundation in keeping the information up to date. The team created a sign-up template, which the foundation can use during their annual updates. The team's last strategy focuses on accessibility. Search bars allows users to look for information easier, while category images can help users skim through images without needing to read the descriptions. The team also updated and reorganized the layout to make it more simple and clean, so users will have an easier time navigating through the information. The team also created a how-to pamphlet that teaches how to access the online directory. This is a just-in-case tool that would be implemented if the adoption is slower than anticipated. This can be distributed to older adults in the Cowichan area through a postal walk, so community members can easily receive it through mail, and a PDF version will also be put on the website so users can simply download it. Now Sarah is going to continue.
Thank you, Camilla. So for the 2021 implementation calendar, the formative months would be between January to July, where the website and directory will be updated, finalized, and published online, while the month of August to November is focused on feedback and improvements. Lastly, December to January 2022 is when the annual updates of the organization's contact information will be done. The next slide shows the 3 types of media, how the success of each would be measured, and what results the team expects from each media. By following these measures of success, it will help drive towards a better directory each year, which is integral for that middle part of the calendar mentioned beforehand. Cyrus will now go into the conclusion.
Thank you, Sarah. In conclusion, the team's marketing strategy involves 3 main steps for it to become the go-to resource for information. First, the directory must be current through updated information. Then the foundation, secondly, must keep the information current through annual updates, which the team hopes to be easier through the sign-up template and the Google Sheets resource they created. And lastly, the directory should be accessible and have increased usability, which was supported through implementing the search bar, category images, updating the layout of the directory, and using an instructional pamphlet, which will direct more users to using the online resource. Thank you for watching.
The Senior Services Society has over 50 years of experience providing programs and services for vulnerable older adults.
Based in New Westminster, the organization focuses on issues around homelessness, food insecurity, and quality of life services for seniors.
So here are the teams to share the strategies they have developed for the Senior Services Society. Team 1 focused on strategizing fundraising efforts, and Team 2 focused on developing a strategy to promote and recruit youth volunteers.
Thank you for the intro. Again, we are the fundraising team, and for our presentation, there are 4 parts, the first of which is the project task. Now, there are various tasks, which includes increasing awareness of the Senior Services Society at a community level, integrating digital fundraising, and finally, creating a framework on approaching potential partners and donors alike. Now, when looking at the organization, there are various strengths, but it is mainly threatened by COVID-19, which has negatively impacted both the organization's funding and older adults. Now, this led to ask ourselves, how can the Senior Services Society of BC position themselves to appeal to local donors in New West? Now, I'd like to pass it off to Sugam, who will be talking about the marketing strategy.
So while researching the appealing factor, we found out that we should focus on the feel-good aspect in giving back to the community. So we decided the theme of our strategy to be neighbors helping neighbors. Now Marianne will start with the tactics.
Thanks, Sugam. We have devised 3 main tactics that focus on this feel-good aspect of giving back. The first tactic includes fundraising through 2 seasonal events. National Seniors Day is on October 1st, which gives Senior Services Society a perfect opportunity to focus on the people they help. This event can be promoted on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and have it linked to their website, where attendees can find a donation button to contribute to the organization. The next seasonal event is a Christmas gift exchange running from November to December. This is a great way to make use of the seasonal traffic of donations and giving. Postcards can be dropped off in the neighborhood mailboxes with a call to action to donate by visiting their website. These events can feature stories from older adults that have been helped throughout the years, along with their partners that also help make it happen. Which brings me to pass this back to Sugam, who will be talking about the partnerships.
For strategic partnerships, we identified those businesses who are in alignment with the motives of Senior Services Society. In return, they could get the benefit of corporate social responsibility. Here, 2 out of 3 were truck rental services. These were decided to link with the Housing Support Navigation Program. And the third, which is Meal Delivery Company, that one was linked for having same objective as of Meals on Wheels of Senior Services Society. The success of the strategy lies in approaching these big private organizations, and we have worked out on that. The main interaction methods would be emailing, cold calling, and the main focus would be to convince the person to meet up personally or digitally. Next, Marianne will reveal the last and big strategy.
Our main tactic that brings these together are the donation packages. This is a comprehensive package that communicates the 3 tiers of benefits that come with donating each amount. The first tier is titled Donor, with donations of $20. This is geared more towards individuals in the community, keeping in mind the Neighbors Helping Neighbors theme. The second tier is titled People's Patron, with donations of $50. The third tier is titled Community Champion, with donations of $100. This option is aimed more towards companies and local businesses. All of the tiers include a personal thank you note to donors, and the last 2 tiers include a feature on the donor list, their website, and online platforms. With this, Jeff shall elaborate on the social media plan.
And thank you, Marianne. We are about to do the blog post, image post, and video post on our social media platforms, roughly 2 to 3 times a week, including all kinds of posts. And we will be cooperating with the volunteering team as someone who has interested in making video. Furthermore, people who choose the last 2 tiers of donation packages will be featured. It will make the Senior Service Society of BC close to the community. And blog post and image post will be the storytelling about how the Senior Service Society of BC taking care of each of individuals. For the video post will be the events that Senior Service Society of BC has been holding. Instagram and Facebook would be a short clip of the full video. And now I'm going to pass to Ruby to talk about the evaluations.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll be talking about evaluations and outcomes. So we will be keeping track of these engagement indicators on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The goal is to increase the amount of followers and subscribers across platforms by regularly posting content and interacting with other users. We hope to increase long-term partnerships with local businesses and increase awareness within the community to attract new donors. So, we are the youth of Douglas College, New Westminster, and our mission is to connect and create positive impact in the community with Senior Service Society. What are you waiting for? Visit this website and become a donor today. Thank you.
Hi, we are Team 2, and here's our members, Lucy, Andrea, Ifan, Xiaoyu, Thiago, and Yun. And we're going to present the Senior Services Society of BC project overview. And here's our table of contents about our company, research findings, marketing strategies, and grants. And now I'm going to hand it over to Ivy.
Thank you, Yang, and I'm gonna make a very brief introduction. Senior Service Society of the BC is a nonprofit organization helping older adults who over 60 years old live better and more independence. Like most of a nonprofit organization, Senior Service Society, they provide a variety of the supporting service and the social programs. What I want to highlight here is the Senior Service Society of the BC is the only one nonprofit organization specialized in housing service. I'm going to hand it over to Thiago. Thank you.
Thanks, Eve. The problem is very simple, however, very important and very urgent. Senior Services Society needs more young volunteers between 18 to 45 years, and this demand regarding the age is because COVID-19. Next slide, Sherry.
Thanks, Tiago. I'm going to talk about the research. Our main question is, what are the biggest factors influencing young adults to volunteer in organizations to help seniors in daily life? And the sub-question is, what's the best way to attract those attention to promote programs to help seniors? We created a questionnaire and get over 115 responses. Here are the valuable information we get. The first one is word of mouth. As you can see, the chat in the corner shows that over 60% responses say that the word of mouth is the most popular platform to them to get information. So SSS can separate the awareness in this way. The location will be the second one. For those people who want to work in person, it's a really big concern. So SSS can post a map to show their convenient location to appeal more young volunteers. The third one is ensure safety. Due to the pandemic, they still worry about the safety themselves and the seniors as well. So SSS can provide more information about protection plan in the company to show it's really safe there. And the third one is volunteer from home program creation. As you can see, the pie chart shows most people, over 50%, only have 1 to 3 hours a week. So they prefer to work at home. The online services for them to choose from will be an attractive point to let them to join in. Now I'm going to hand it over to Andrea.
Thank you, Sherry. In this section, we are going to discuss our strategies which lead to solving the marketing action in Senior Services Society. For our first strategy is around social media. That is placed on creating content on our platform with an emotional appeal for word-of-mouth channels, using emotional storytelling to increasing the level of involvement with the seniors community, getting contact with local influencers who can garner the attention of many young adults in our community. For example, at Student Life Network at Haley Strata. Currently, for non-profit organizations, there is a Google Ad grant of an online program of $10,000 per month in free advertising. Google Ads is an effective way that permits Senior Services Society to boost their website traffic, receive more phone calls, and increase visits. For our second strategy, we have location connect with local schools. In this strategy, demonstrates the difference between Senior Services Society and the location in the SkyTrain, using websites and create posts on social media platforms. Another point that we like to highlight is that findings that is linked to this strategy. This graph shows that the willingness to volunteer online varies Some prefer online while others prefer in person. And next, Lucy will talk about the next strategies.
Thank you, Andrea. So now just moving on to strategy 3, which is develop specialized volunteer opportunities for youth volunteers. So currently, Senior Services Society mainly offers in-person volunteer programs. So we asked the question on the bottom right in our survey, would you prefer to volunteer online versus in person? As you can see, the results really varied. So this just tells us that Senior Services Society should also be offering those online programs as well. Some examples of these programs could be Zoom meetings to file taxes, virtual chats and video calls, online bingo, online technology teaching, and online events. Also, a virtual pen pal program through email, and a program for a junior social media marketing coordinator. Our fourth strategy is to use email marketing to recruit young volunteers. So our survey was mainly about volunteering and volunteer experience. At the end of our survey, we included this screenshot, which is in the bottom left, of Senior Services Society volunteer opportunity, where young adults were able to leave their email below if they wanted to be connected with Senior Services Society for volunteer programs. Through this, we were able to get 89 leads. On the right is just a draft email of what we could send out to these 89 leads with a link to the volunteer page at the bottom. The final result will be that Senior Services Society recruits at least 20 youth volunteers in 2021. We feel that through our research and our strategies, this is very doable and may even be achieved by the summer of 2021. Lastly, I just wanted to touch base on the Envision Financial Neighborhood Grant. So the two teams of Senior Services Society got together and we applied for the Envision Financial Grant for the nonprofit organization. We did this because we just wanted to spread some love to the seniors during COVID. So when we received the grant, we decided to make it an Easter theme where we would send 60 Easter meals to the seniors at Senior Services Society. So just a special thanks to Envision Financial for making this possible. And we were also able to email them these greeting cards to include with the meal with just a picture of the team so they know who it came from. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Have a great day.
The Silver Thread Services Society helps to provide services to seniors aged 55 plus. They are a community within a community where more vibrant and capable seniors aid their less well peers. The organization has cultivated a senior helping senior attitude and approach. Based in Victoria, BC, the organization focuses on issues and the well-being of the quality and the life of the seniors. The community is aiming at to achieve the objective of staying active, staying healthy, and staying connected.
Team 3 worked on developing rebranding options with a new look and a new name for the organization. And Team 4 created communication strategies and tactics for Silver Thread Services for seniors. With their ideas and recommendations, here are two teams.
Hi, we're Japan Marketing Team 3. I'm Anna. This is Nedika, Jonas, Karan, and Peter in our group. This is the content for today's presentation. What's our project about? To rebrand Silver Thread with a brand new name, logo, and overall look in order to meet the growing needs of their target market of mature adults, the age of 50 plus who live in the Greater Victoria in BC. These are the top two main competitors. And the main environmental factor, the COVID-19, of course, the aging population, and the seniors that crave for more agency, and lastly, the technology knowledge gap between different age and different group, strengths, and opportunities. Silver Threads have some brand recognitions, and for opportunities, creating better social media awareness and branding. Weaknesses and threats are the outdated logo and name, since all the activity centers are in Victoria, there's a lack of location on the mainland, and Karan will continue for the next part.
Thank you, Anna. We conducted an interview and surveys, and here are the findings. In our gender findings, we found out that the most important attribute to our participants was the diversity of activities provided at Silver Threads. The main demographic of our participants were female between the ages 71 and 80. In our brand elemental findings, we found out that the words used to describe Silver Threads were friendly, fun, connection, respect, companionship, and support. The current logo is recognized by 68% of the respondents, while 62% of the respondents agreed that the current name fits the organization. In the logo element findings, 33.8% of the participants prefer the color green, while 53.2% of the participants preferred serif fonts. The CEOs voted the most visual element of Greater Victoria area with 52.5% of the votes, and most participants preferred the logo type style of design similar to that of Disney. Here are the highlights of our research findings. In order to embody these elements into our new brand, we have formulated new marketing strategies and tactics that are going to be further explained by Danica.
Thank you, Karan. So through our marketing strategies, we are attempting to achieve 3 objectives. First, to modernize Silver Threads to increase brand awareness and engagement by 15% by 2022 in the Greater Victoria area. Second, to phase out the word seniors to increase memberships by 40% by the end of 2022. And third, to incorporate targeted words to create a stronger bond between the organization and the public, in the hopes of increasing sponsors and funders by 10 to 20% by the end of 2022. In order to achieve these objectives, we have created 3 rebranding strategy options for our client, in order to give options with various levels of risk and investment. The first option is a facelift rebrand, the second option is a medium rebrand, and the third option is a complete rebrand. Here you can see the pros and cons of each option. We recommend that Silver Threads undergo a medium rebrand because it will help them better appeal to their target market, but without the extra risk and research required with the complete rebrand. We have also created 5 logo options for our client. Each logo option incorporates blue and green colors and serif fonts and attempts to represent a friendly and fun activity center where older adults can form strong and lasting connections. The bottom 2 logos also incorporate the sea and landscape, and the logo in the top middle is our client's favorite, and therefore we have used this in all of our other mockups, which you will see later on. Now I'm going to pass it over to Peter.
Thank you, Danica. According to the research finding, we plan to change the name from Service for Seniors to Services for Mature Adults. And below are the recommended new names that we have came out, and the Connection Center is the favorite from our clients, and the Silver Generation is the second. For the current values, we plan to replace the word seniors with mature adults in the values descriptions because the old ones utilize the word seniors in the descriptions. And our new values are friendly, fun, connection, and support. For the mission, we included the highlighted words in the new mission, which was introduced in the research finding and our new values. And for the new vision, mature adults in Greater Victoria are connected and supported with access to fun and health promoting activities. And now Jonas will continue on with the samples.
Thank you, Peter. With the new logo concept in hand, we started designing the main items for the stationery. Having in mind we are dealing with a non-profit organization, we decided to keep the professional look with the more cost-effective materials. Here we have a clean, minimalist, one-sided print business card. The following one is the stationery, which keeps communicating at the same tone. The Facebook page reinforces the new communication and logo, while the external communication, we have the fleet and external signs. And finally, we have the uniforms, badges with photo and function of the staff members at Silver Threads. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time and attention.
Good afternoon and welcome to our presentation. This is Team 4 and I'm Jasleen. This is the agenda for today's presentation. How has the pandemic really affected Silver Threads? With distribution of print reduced and number of walk-ins reduced, currently the members are not in a habit to look for information online. So how can Silver Threads communicate with their clients using the digital tools that are the best available to them? Over to Harita.
Right, thank you, Justine, for that wonderful introduction. Now we're going to dive into the marketing objectives that we have set to achieve at the set date, which is December 31st, 2021. So the priority list goes as following. First, we hope to increase the readability of the newsletter by 25%, and this can be done by reformatting of the newsletter. Second, we'll be increasing the social media engagement rate, especially on Facebook, by 30%, and this can be done by increasing the frequency of posting online by, say, once a week or more. Third, we hope to increase the email subscription rate, and this can be done by encouraging the clients to subscribe more to the mailing list, and this can be done 25%. Our strategy overview is basically the silver screen, which is SDS Goes Digital. So we hope to do the following: reformatting of the newsletter, boosting social media presence, online booking, and automated voice.
Thank you, Harita. So what did we find in our research? We found out that firstly, email is the primary source of communication used by most of the Silverthread clients. Secondly, newsletter is the primary method to stay updated about important announcements. Thirdly, many of the Silverthread clients are active on Facebook but are not aware about Silverthread's Facebook page. And lastly, call-ins are the primary method to get in touch with the organization. To meet our marketing objectives, following are the 3 marketing strategies that we recommend to Silverthreads. First, to make all information easily accessible by providing links to their Facebook page and event calendar on their newsletter as well as the website. Better spacing, font, and color scheme will make the newsletter more readable. Second, to increase social media presence, which can be done with the help of regular Facebook posts about important announcements and excerpts from the newsletter. And lastly, to educate and create awareness about Silverthread's programs and services, which can be done with the help of email marketing, for example, a courtesy email sent out to their new members, and interactive voice responses that can be used to guide their clients to their Facebook page and event calendar. Now let's move on to Young for the mockups.
Thank you, Smiley. Silverthread hasn't used Facebook actively, so we developed Facebook mockups to create more traffic on Silverthread account. We recommend Silverthread to post the content regularly and put the link to connect website or event calendar to have users connect that information directly. Move on, Jocelyn.
When I signed up for email subscriptions from Silverthreads, this is the first email that I got. Newsletter and social media were not linked to it, but we know from our research around 77% of people use emails to check for announcements. We got strong remarks like keep using emails in a survey form that we conducted. Therefore, in our email mockup, we suggest Silverthreads to use a more personalized tone. For example, Dear Justine, Silverthreads welcomes you, and use the brand color more often to build brand recognition. Link social media and other links in the email as well. This is the original newsletter of Silverthreads and the mockup that we created. We recommend Silverthreads to follow the following adjustment priority while adjusting newsletter, with readability being the most important. Keeping that in mind, in a newsletter mockup, we suggest Silverthreads to add clear headings, subheadings, and body text using different font styles and styles. Also, we added enough white spaces around the borders to make the sectioning and segmenting of paragraphs more easy. Another important thing that I want to point out that currently the event calendar is not linked to the newsletter and people are looking for it at the wrong place. Therefore, Silverthread should link the two so that it's easier for people to find out. Over to Kritika.
Hi, so I'm going to talk about the measurement model. To begin with the newsletter, the main idea here is to make it more readable and provide the correct information. The success would be measured by the increase in the number of newsletters, and the estimated frequency is monthly. Talking about Facebook, we plan to make it more interactive, and the increase in the number of followers, likes, and shares would be the measurement of success. The estimated frequency is weekly. Talking about the email, providing them with more information, new updates, and announcements is the main idea here, and the success would be measured by the change in the number of email subscriptions, with an estimated frequency of it being bi-weekly. Feel free to open up your cameras and scan the QR code to check out the latest newsletters by Silverthreads.
Last but not least, we have the PR and content team. So this team of students had a bit of a different ask than all the other teams. Rather than working with a nonprofit organization, they were tasked to use their social media savviness to promote this program, the Envision Financial Douglas College Community Building Program, and create content and engage the community online. So here to highlight the work they've done this semester is the PR and content team.
Hey everyone, so we are the PR and content team, and today we're going to discuss about the project overview. My name is Jasmine, and I have my other team members here, Bhavna, Astha, Neha, and Ronak. So what we're going to discuss further is the project overview, the research plan, the analysis and the research findings, the marketing strategy, and its tactics. So the main objective is to create awareness about the community building program. We were tasked to do this through social media and working with other teams and wanting to, of course, increase awareness about our nonprofit partners.
So, talking about customer persona, based on our objective, our target segment is the members and volunteers of Envision Financials, the seniors, and the future marketing practicum students. The methodology that we have used were online interviews and surveys. The samples that we have used in the past were current fellow marketing practicum students, the clients, and the expert interviews. After the expert interviews, our team has concluded that we will be using relevant tags such as tagging students, Douglas College, and Envision Financials. We will be posting our posts and blogs on different social media platforms so that we could reach out to the wider audience. Over to you, Ronak.
Now, let's have a look at our marketing objective. Our marketing objective is to promote the community building program of our client, Envision Financial. Now, let's have a look at our marketing strategies and tactics. Our first marketing strategy and tactics is creating engaging content, resharing the posts and stories on social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, improve SEO for website and landing pages, showcasing teams' experiences and working, using hashtags for wider audience, and last, involving other team members in the content posted on social media platforms. Handing over to Asta.
Our content for Senior Services Society of BC, the fundraising team had applied for the neighborhood grant in order to conduct an Easter dinner with the seniors of the organization. For the volunteering team, we have shared interviews of students sharing their journeys so far with the marketing practicum project. Our main aim here is to generate more traffic and increase awareness for the organization in order to acquire more funds and volunteers. For Silver Thread Services for Seniors, for rebranding, we have created a post on both Facebook and Instagram for top 10 tips to build high-performance websites. We will be conjoining their results and journey so far on our social media platforms. For the communications team, we have come up with an easy everyday yoga poses for seniors. And our main aim here is again to generate more traffic towards their social media platform, which is on Facebook. The Cowichan Seniors community, we have created content for a website, which will be posted on Facebook and Instagram on 7 important tips for making an awesome website. For directory, we have created student interviews and sharing their journey so far with the marketing practicum project. Our main aim here is to generate more traffic and to improve their online presence.
For our Instagram posts, we were very consistent with posting 2 times per week. And we try to make our content more engaging with the client, meeting the client's guidelines, aiming to promote the community building program. Vic's website, definitely, again, creative content, especially linked to our current partners and projecting on improving the outreach for the community building program. As we had the business account, we focused on audience, as female definitely was much more or much higher than the male audience, which was 62% as compared to 38%. With our consistent posting, we did increase the number of followers. And here's to celebrating 10th annual community building program. We are proud of our strong team efforts and hope to continue grow with success and synergy. Thank you.
Yay! Congratulations, teams! It's so exciting to see all the work that you've come up with and really, really fulfilling to see everyone's pitches and highlights of their recommendations. So, congratulations, you're done. Well, working with older adults and seniors has always been meaningful. But of course, we know that during this pandemic, the level of vulnerability among our older adult population has become so apparent. And this is what made this semester pretty special. So students, your work with our partners has the potential to make an impact on lives, and that is pretty amazing. Shannon and I are also proud to reiterate an example of how students in this class made an impact on our key demographic this semester. So, separate from the community building program, Envision Financial gives $100 to $500 grants to local volunteers, groups, and neighborhoods that share simple ideas to make a community impact through their Simple Generosity neighborhood grants. So if you caught it, Lucy did mention this in their presentation. The two teams assigned to the Senior Services Society of BC applied to obtain this grant to help support the deployment of Meals on Wheels on Easter to seniors in the community. So they applied to receive this funding, and it was generously granted by Envision Financial, and 60 seniors received an Easter meal this year through this grant. This is an excellent example of how students can make a real, immediate, and meaningful impact in their community. And this is exactly what the community building program is all about. So thank you to all the students involved in making this happen. 60 smiles is pretty worthwhile. So next, Shannon will briefly introduce another exciting initiative, the Student Work Experience Opportunity.
Thank you, Kimberly. And big kudos to our students. I hope you see all of your applause down there in that chat all happening. We don't hear applause anymore online, we just see applause. This initiative was fantastic from the students because it really did talk about the impact and the action steps that really underscore the community building program. To assist our partners, the students will have a chance to actually work with partner organizations as a next step. There's a student work experience program that allows our students to now take these ideas and actually action them with our partner organizations over the next few months. Past research with our partners has told us that while they love the ideas from the students, they just don't have the people to implement them, to action them. So to remove that obstacle out of the way, Envision Financial is providing bursaries for students from the course to go into the organizations after the program is finished to take those ideas and get them happening. This year, we're moving past this semester. This year, the BC Senior Services Society and Silver Threads will be hosting students as well as the Envision Financial Douglas College Community Building Program itself. We look forward to building our student skills and seeing the impact in the organizations as these great ideas you've heard here today come to life. Well, we hope you enjoyed seeing all of those ideas. We have a few thank yous to bring forward just before we move on. Before we move on to part 2 of the show. So first of all, to our nonprofit partners. Kate Rossetto, Executive Director of the Cowichan Seniors Community Foundation. Allison Salgado, CEO of the Senior Services Society of BC. And Executive Director Tracy Ryan of Silver Threads Service for Seniors. Kate, Allison, Tracy, thank you so much for walking with the students, working with them side by side throughout the entire semester, mentoring them, opening up your organization to them for them to have a good look, a deep dive, and really roll up their sleeves and tackle some marketing problems. This is much different than a case study. There's no answer at the back of the book that you can flip to, is there? So this opportunity to work with a real life case study, tackling an organization that has limited time, money, and resources is one of the ways that our members of our advisory council tell us really help the students get ready for careers. They graduate with some real work experience under their belt, and it makes it a better leap off into their career after they graduate. So thank you so much to our partners for opening it up, and we really appreciate that. Our other partner who's been so important in this process is Envision Financial. They've been partners with the college since 2005. And it was in 2012 that the executive director, Susan Byram, came forward and suggested an idea of partnering here with nonprofit community organizations, and business students. It really was her vision that launched this program, and she has brought a lot of passion and a lot of patience over the years. And I don't think this collaboration would have lasted without her, Kim. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. We really, really hold you very valuable, Susan. Thank you.
Who else do we have to thank, Kim? Should we throw one out to our tech folks?
Yeah, to our digital team here. So, making all this happen is Stephen Fung of Future Looks, and he is a Douglas College marketing grad. And he has supported this program from the very, very beginning with his video and digital marketing skills. He keeps us digitally on track, up to date with all the tech, and is a huge part in making this student showcase happen. So we thank Stephen, we thank Willem. They're all behind the scenes, making sure this is going off without a hitch, and really driving this super innovative delivery here on YouTube. So thank you so much for your digital leadership to both of you. Thank you. Shannon, who else do we have to thank?
Well, we couldn't finish off our thank yous without recognizing all of our colleagues across the college. We enjoy terrific support here with the students and the showcase. Our students have interviewed folks inside the college. They go back with their research to our peers, and we really appreciate that. Starting today, we have the chair of the college board, Eileen Stewart, joining us, all the way to our terrific partner partners inside our own faculty. So we have the Douglas College Foundation Executive Director with us today. We've got our deans and our peer faculty. We've got our admin team helping us today. So it really is wonderful. Our folks from MCO, thank you so much, Regan, for mentoring our students. So there's lots of shout outs we could do, but we don't want to keep you from the Q&A. We know you want to hear more behind those ideas. So Kim, maybe you could just tell us what's going to happen next.
You bet. And there's so many thank yous. So just thank you to everyone behind the scenes. So this now concludes our formal presentations for part 1 of this virtual event. Now we're going to proceed forward for part 2, and this is going to be our Q&A session, as Shannon has mentioned. So this next part will give the opportunity for student teams to virtually meet with their nonprofit partners to provide more details and highlights of their projects. 5 minutes isn't a whole lot of time, and they had to squish it all into one very condensed presentation. So this is an opportunity for the student teams to talk in a little bit more detail, provide a bit more depth, and look a bit more closer at their recommendations. So students will be meeting with their nonprofit partners, and we also invite all the guests in the room to also join in these meetings. Guests will be invited to observe and join in the discussions, and all of this Q&A session will last about 30 minutes. Now, part 2 doesn't happen here. We are going to be moving back to Blackboard Collaborate. So here are the directions about where we go from here. So we will be moving back over to Blackboard Collaborate, and that is the initial link of where we actually started in this event. So if you don't already have that link open, if it's not already in a tab, the link to Blackboard Collaborate will appear back in the chat. Once you click on that and make your way back over to Blackboard Collaborate, you'll be entered into a main room. And from this main room, we'll provide you more directions on how everyone can get to the breakout room that they are going to be attending. Okay, so Shannon and I will be helping everyone find their way. So just to reiterate, click on the link in the chat to go back to Blackboard Collaborate, or go back to the tab that you have currently open. We'll help you find your way into the right virtual breakout room from there. So hopefully that is clear. Thank you everyone for watching and engaging in part 1 of our virtual student showcase. We'll see you back in Blackboard Collaborate for the continuation of our virtual event.
Well done.